And what is very significant for me about this month is that we have a chance. This is what December means for me. I have a chance to review, regroup, correct, and do better in the coming year. Hello there. Welcome and welcome back to Wealth Empire Show. This is a show prepared to teach you everything to do with wealth creation, debt management, investments, anything that regards to your wealth and the growth of your wealth. And I'm excited about many things. First thing is, for the last 5 months, we've been creating this content, me and my partners, and the comments and inboxes and encouragement has been overwhelming, and I cannot fail to mention that. So if this is your first time, you're joining a very, very supportive community. And as we come to the end of the year, this is the month of December. And what is very significant for me about this month is that we have a chance. This is what December means for me. I have a chance to review, regroup, correct, and do better in the coming year. We really can't tell what is there in the future, but one thing I've always known and I've been a firm believer of is that you're as good as your last achievement. Yesterday's victory is today's mediocrity. So we just have to keep moving. The things that didn't go very well, I'm letting go. This is what this month is all about: reviewing, regrouping, and getting ready to do better in the 2023 financial year. And without much further ado, I have prepared about 8 management tips, money management tips. And let's go to the first one, the very simple one. Budget your money on a monthly basis. It's one thing to make a budget. It's another thing to follow that budget. After you have done the budget, you need to also put yourself to the following of that budget. When I began learning about financial skills, financial practices and all that, I used to make budgets, and I would be very frustrated when I don't follow those budgets. And after 2-3 months in the year, I would stop and just deal with my expenses as they came. That was many years ago. What I came to realize is, if you want to follow your budget, marry the budget with your values. Before you come up with the budget, you know what are your values in life. If you put your budget in a way that it speaks to your values, like I've said this before, what is very important to me right now is a quiet neighborhood, a place where I can rest, recuperate, and think because of the field I'm in. It's very vigorous during the day, so I need it to be very quiet during the night. So for me, a home and a place with peace and quiet to live in is not negotiable. That's why I'm saying a budget should speak to your values. That's the only way you're going to follow. And number 2, build up your financial discipline bit by bit. You have to start from somewhere. If you do something, a long time ago I had, if you practice something for 21 days, it becomes a lifestyle. Later I had, if you do something for 60 days, it becomes a lifestyle. Again, the other day I had 90 days. So whichever days you want to choose, at least it should be above 21. If you keep doing that thing over and over and over, it will become a lifestyle. And don't give up. Some of these things, before they rub on or they stick on, it takes a while. It takes commitment. If I compare how I'm dealing with my money right now and how I did 5 years ago, probably when I became very serious with this journey or more, I am doing way better. But it's because of the repetition, the practice, the falling down and rising again. So I dare you today to start your financial wealth creation discipline bit by bit. Study, research, listen to every clip you find, read Financial Times, read magazines and articles regards to money and personal finance. If this is a topic that really interests you, you have to put in the work. And number 3, to manage your money, use tools. And I'll give an example. Don't trust your head. Use apps. There are apps out there that are prepared, or rather they have been put together by people. After you've done your budget, how do you track yourself that you're actually following the budget? Use financial apps. Use Excels. My laptop has Excels and Excels, mine and for my clients, where on a periodic basis we are tracking how are we doing. Personally, I like doing my annual budget at the beginning of the year. That budget will have my income, the one I'm expecting. It will have my expenses, that is my rent, fuel, food, clothing, gifts. All those things are going to be listed there, and the amount I intend to use for the entire year by breaking it down month by month. Then at the end of the year 2023, I'm going to come back again and compare what did I budget and what did I actually use. There's that voice in your head that sometimes tells you, I'm already doing too bad. Even if I do good this month, how is it gonna help? No, just do good in the month of December. By budgeting for the month of December and also structuring your budgets for 2023. And I'm going to add this. It's not about the money we earn. It's how we manage the money that we are earning. So whether you're in business, if you're employed, or whatever medium you use to get your money, that money needs to be budgeted properly. You have to be a good steward of what you have in order for you to go to the next level, right? Moving on, so we are on point number 4. Keep track of your small expenses also. Sometimes we keep track of the big expenses, but it's good to keep track of the small expenses also. The parking fees, the drink when you were running and you got thirsty, the tip that you give a service provider that served you very well, the salon, additional salon money you use that you didn't, but put them together. I was trying to explain to a client of mine who is also a friend that when I do my end of year receipts compilation, I have it on Excel, yes. When I use the money, when I budget the money, I strictly try to follow my budget. But there will always be that 1-2 times where something compels you and you find something occurred. So when I'm looking at those receipts, and for example, I add my supermarket purchases, and I see the figure there looking at me, my brain will tell me that it's time to change because I'm looking at it. But when I'm imagining it and I don't know specifically what it is, it's very hard for me to self-correct. But when I'm looking at it, it's staring at me. You ate 1 million Kenyan shillings. How? So when I'm thinking about it and I can see the receipts there, the evidence is there, then my mind begins to get a healing. And the mechanisms that happens inside there where I'm looking at, I could have done this, I could have shopped wholesale, I could have 1, 2, 3. That's how you begin to correct the mistakes. All right, that's number 4. Track the small expenses. Actually, those are the worst. Why? Because the big ones, you probably bought a seat and you can see it's here. But the small ones, you have no idea. but it amounts to maybe $1,000, $5,000. I mean, a lot of money, and you're wondering, what did I do with that? That not knowing is what makes you feel like you're a bad money manager. But if you track it, by tracking it itself, you're already becoming a good money manager. All right, that was number 4. And then number 5, consult your budget for all your expenses. I mean, I'm on budgets and tracking, because in this episode I decided to go as simple as possible. Consult your budget for every expense, even the emergencies. There is an emergency fund. We have gone through this before. Even when you want to travel, even when you want to do that extra thing that you feel very compelled to do, look at your budget first and see whether you can afford it. If you can't, it's okay to pin it on your wall and say, I'm putting this here. Before the year is over, I should have saved this kind of an amount. And then once you save that, don't just leave it there. Go back to your Excel, add it as a sheet and say, I'm saving X amount every month so that I can be able to do. Let's go to number 6. Have an emergency fund. The emergency fund should have at least 6 months to 1 year total of your monthly expenses. I'm sure you've heard this before. Easier said than done. A joke was made recently in a place where I was seated that if a whistle was blown and an announcement was made that all the people who have $1,000 to meet at a certain place, there are some people who wouldn't make it. And there are some statistics to support that. 60% of the population here locally, where I live in Nairobi, Kenya, and also in America, I saw that as well, that 50 to 60% of the population cannot raise $1,000 in short notice. That's alarming. That's alarming. And why? Because many people live from hand to mouth. Rat race. You can choose to be different this coming year. And the journey begins now. So have an emergency fund. This fund should be separate from your investment fund. This is money that you put in probably a money market fund or a fixed deposit fund, which gives you a small return at the end of the month. But also, if you need it, you should be able to access it between 24 hours and 48 hours. So that was my number 6. My number 7, constantly improve your knowledge of money management. I love this one. The day I discovered this, my life changed, because there are times you feel like you know a lot, but the more you read, the more you discover you actually don't know much about not even money, any particular topic. I have seen a lot of change in my wealth creation journey when I began to do research, when I began to add my knowledge. Actually, before I started talking and recording these videos, I had already walked this journey for a couple of years, where I used to sit and watch videos upon videos, read books upon books. I never thought that I would be seated here talking about it. But later on, when I realized that this information is information that can help somebody else, I decided to be documenting it, so that when I'm at 60 and I can't be able to talk as clearly as I'm talking right now, or 70 or 80, someone can still go back and look at my content. I will still be learning from my own content. That was number 7. Constantly improve your knowledge of money management. And I'm on the last one. Get your debt under control, or get rid of it. altogether. If you start, you see the way that debt was gathered, $1,000 here, $20 there, 1 million here, you know, slowly by slowly is the same way you can be able to get rid of that debt. And there are two major ways. Even before I get to one day do this episode in broad, there are two ways of getting paying down your debt. There is the avalanche method and there is the snowball method, I think by Dave Ramsey. Now the avalanche method explains that you pay the highest interest debt first. So you kill the major high interest debt first. That is usually one method. It's long-term in nature because obviously the debts that are high interest are harder to pay. The second method is the snowball method, where you pay the small debts first, whether they are high interest or low interest. So the amount of debt you have right now, when you review it, you should be able to know whether the snowball method or the avalanche method works for you. But I've just given a highlight. I'm gonna come back with more information on that, the two major ways that you can get rid of your debt, but it should be part of your 8 money management skills, or rather practices that you're doing so that you can be able to be financially free one day. And I want to put this out there because I believe it with all of my heart. If you commit yourself to this journey, between 5 years and 7 years, at most 10 years, you should be financially free, regardless of how much you're earning. Because I believe, number one, in those 5 years, your financial earnings, I mean, your income will have already changed because of your mindset. Number two, that's a long time for you to be able to practice things, financial practices over and over again, that they will give you good returns or results. Number three, most people or most businesses start making substantial profits in 7 to 10 years. Most, I said most, not all of them. Actually, most businesses break even on the 3rd year. That's when now you stop probably using money from elsewhere to fund your business. On the 5th to 7th year, those businesses begin to bring a profit. But by the 10th year, that business will definitely be making substantial, a decent amount of profit. All right? And I want to give you a bonus one. I said 8, but I have one extra. Yeah? Keep track of your monthly payments and limit them. In this lineup, I said you track your small expenses. Now, I want you to go further. Keep track of all your expenses per month, and then every month try to limit them. Like if you said you're going to use $1,000 for entertainment, sounds a lot, eh? How about you use $500 and then you remain the rest, and then inject it into your investment fund or pay down your debt. Look at them every month and then try to limit them. Don't turn a blind eye to your expenses, because those are the ones. The most important thing in your wealth creation is your income. So we need to talk about how you're going to continue making that and then adding extra channels of income. Number 2, expenses. It doesn't matter how many businesses you start or how many jobs you do. Yeah? If you're not being able to manage the money that is coming every month or periodically, then you will always be in the same spot. Rat race. You get it, you spend it. You get it, you spend it. You get it, you spend it. But no matter how much money you're earning, even if it's that $1,000 per month, and you manage it very well, whereby you eat or spend 70% and then 30% is reinvested, you're going to be ahead of somebody who's probably earning $10,000 a month if they're blowing all of it in that particular month. So with that, we've come to the end of our episode, and I've enjoyed this one definitely, because a good percent of those practices, I'm putting them in place and they're working. I wouldn't come here to talk about things that are not working for me. They're already working for me, and I'm very happy. And I'm excited to have 2 of you, 3 of you, many of you, as many as possible, start practicing these money practices or discipline, so that in the following financial year, in the coming financial year, we can recount. If you want more information on how you can have a personal session with me, you can write me an email, wealthhubempire@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, which is www.wealthhubempire.com, and find the button for join us. Drop an email and then I'll get back to you. You can also find me on TikTok and DM me or message me. I'm also on Facebook, Wealth Hub Empire, TikTok, Wealth Hub Empire, and also IG, Wealth Hub Empire. You can track me. It is not very hard to find me. That's what I'm trying to say. And also you can leave a comment in this particular video of anything that you would like us to talk about here through a video or on a personal level, and I'll pick it up. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for watching through up until now, and also for coming back if this is not your first time here, and also for clicking on this video if this is your first time here. I welcome you back again and again and again. Also go back and watch our previous videos. We have a wealth of information that we have been putting together in the last couple of months, and I will put some of these videos on your description box that are related to the 8 ways to manage your money better in 2023. So God bless you. Have a lovely day, night, wherever you're watching us from, and share this video with somebody who you know really needs it. God bless you. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.